Mom's going to be home possibly in a minute. Omar and I fell asleep probably for a couple hours. I promised my mom I'd have the place clean. But you know what? I've actually been needing to clean this dishwasher. Some people might not know you actually need to clean dishwashers. Okay? Dishwashers get dirty, and how you clean them is you run them on the hottest setting, okay, with a whole cup of vinegar on the top shelf in a cup. That's what you do. And I've been needing to do this, okay? I should have a little bit of time right now. But you never know. It'd be nice to dance for you guys, but I fell asleep for hours with Omar on my lap, which I fell asleep creating a video, so you're going to see. We fell asleep for hours. That was dangerous. I was exhausted. I'm the D word. You guys don't know where I live. You know I live in Massachusetts now, with the caveat of years ago, my enemies were taunting me with the knowledge of where I live. Good, come kill me, I don't care, okay? Seriously. SJ used to taunt me, but he and his buddies used to taunt me. Good, know where I live. Most people don't know where I live. And the fact is, these days, there's no anything, okay? Bro, you know I live near where they were married 50 fucking years. 50 years! Happily married. That day they were going to celebrate their 50th wedding anniversary. They were probably, at 50 years they got to be in their 70s, okay? I would say, you know, they probably got married in their 20s. They might even be older. No, they have to be in their 70s because her mom was 97, I guess. Anyway, it's close enough. They're like my mom's age, around 97-year-old mom, and the three of them, and the news is trying to fuck with our heads and trying to think they're going to pull one over us and tell me it's random when the guy lived in the neighborhood, okay? And for all you guys know, I live around there. I don't, but I could, right? The whole point is, was it fucking random? I can buy mental illness, because I could buy mental illness, especially these days, for anything. Anything. Okay? I can buy mental illness. But random, when you live in the neighborhood, no. What I would be inclined to think, and I haven't watched anything, he's supposed to go to court today, and as an aside, they don't ever give bail to something like this, where it's a triple homicide, where you're being charged, and there's overwhelming evidence, right? I know they give bail sometimes for murder. I've been surprised at that. But something like this, I don't think they would grant bail. But who knows? These days, again, I use the quote these days a lot. Who the fuck knows? This is really affecting me because they were happily married for 50 years, deeply religious. And I'm wondering if this 41-year-old just hated them for being happy. Hated them for being Christians, or hated them just for being happy and for being like involved in their church community and loved. And that's why the minute they didn't show up for church that morning, someone went and checked on them. They knew something was wrong. They didn't expect a bloodbath. But he broke into their house on Sunday morning on their 50th wedding anniversary. That was not fucking random, okay? It wasn't random. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying random. And then we had a woman saying that instead of expressing any sympathy for the three women, the three people, human beings, who reached that old age. And to me, it's like, I've spent a lot of my life like in misery. You know that. You know that. So they were presumed, they were happy and got to be happy for 50 years together. They found each other. The mother lived to be 97, was obviously probably living with them, I would guess. And then their lives end by being just in front of each other, fucking beaten and stabbed to death? Like, what the fuck? So yeah, I'm not affected by all murders, because I know it happens. But the very nature of that is like, I don't know, it's affecting me though. The whole thing's affecting me deeply. Because I just, while they're being stabbed to death, beaten and stabbed to death by their fucking neighbor. And they're gonna try to tell us, yeah, maybe you can tell the SE people, but you can't tell me that that was fucking random. If he lived in their fucking neighborhood. And yeah, it's really affecting me. It's just the idea of it. You're happily married for 50 fucking years. You're active in the community, they're beloved by the whole community. You're involved in your church. Like, while you're watching your loved one being slaughtered in front of you, because, like I said, it was in they weren't sleeping. Like, those college students were sound asleep. They don't even know what hit them. These people weren't sleeping. So they fought back, but they're trying to protect each other too, and I'm sure, we can't know the situation unless he decides to tell us. But anyway, we have a neighbor saying, instead of expressing any sympathy for these slaughtered people, it's like, you know what, he's a really gentle man, I've known him for 15 years or something or other, and that's what she's saying. And he's a good man and a gentleman, and you know, this is a failure of our mental health system. People are trying to get him help. All right. Most mentally ill people don't do that. Some do, most don't. But just the idea of it, I go so deep with the God thing and what were they thinking? But see, Joe says, because I've asked him this kind of shit. I say, I can't buy the thing, well, when good things happen, you say it's God, but when bad things happen, it's not God. And I guess I'm sure there are people who have lived to survive it who were deeply religious, and they probably, surviving it, you know, praised God that they survived. I'm sure someone deeply religious who's being slaughtered like that so brutally. Again, if you shot, you don't even know it. So I've always said I prefer that. Just like, you got to be happily married for all these years. You had the love of your life, blah, 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 whatever. And then it ends like that, you know? If it ended where they were just in a car accident or any number of things, then you can still say, oh, that's sad, but they had each other for those 50 years. But to end with you and your loved one and her mom and all being just slaughtered by this madman. And the fact that it happened here in my state, you know. But it was on World News Tonight, so I would have seen it anyway, but I was already affected by it. Like I said, for all you guys know, I live there. You don't know where I live, most of you. And then to have that woman interviewed and just, oh, he was a gentleman. This is a failure of our mental health system. No even tiniest bit of compassion or anything for the three slaughtered people who did nothing. Yeah, it's affecting me. It's affecting me deeply. Yesterday was fucking hell that I have to tell you about sometime. Maybe I can tell you now. This shit. See all this shit on this counter? I give up about having deliveries be packed correctly. I mean, it's a crapshoot. It really is. These came in little boxes. They're fragile. That's over 20 pounds. These are 2 of these, 56 ounces each. So think about that. 1634. How much is that? 3.5 pounds each. That's 7. These are 52. You do the math. You do the math. You can do the math exactly. It's like 20, 3.5, 7, 18, almost 30 pounds, right? I'm doing it quickly in my head. Math's not my forte. I majored in English, minored in philosophy in college. English, writing, all that, creative and whatnot is my thing. But math, doing it quickly, it's almost 30 pounds. Plus these are 4 ounces each, and there's 6 of those, so that's a pound, right? 24. It's a pound and a half, too, something like that. We're good 30 pounds. These were stuck in there, just thrown in there, just nonchalantly, with all this heavy crap in a very small box, piled on top of each other. It's a fucking miracle they didn't arrive. These didn't arrive crushed, and those didn't arrive all leaking, because Vitacost, at least when you have soap, they wrap tape around it. Target did no such thing, okay? These could have opened, these could have arrived crushed, it could have been a big, messy disaster, and for whatever reason it wasn't. Crapshoot. Crapshoot. Now where am I going to store them? Oh, I had more under there than I realized. I was out of the lemon one. I'd get these big lemon ones, but I couldn't find them anywhere. I'm not talking about my local supermarket or where I get deliveries, or I'm talking I couldn't find them. Target, Walmart, my local supermarket. Punch in this ounces and you come up with nothing. Okay, so I bought the billet and got these smaller ones for the, they were low cost at Target. So where I'm going to put them, I don't know. Yeah, I think that's probably why it made it to World News Tonight. I do. I'm going to stick these over here. I tell my mother we're not supposed to eat, and sometimes she forgets. I'm like, Mom, this is where we keep the supplements. Speaking of that, I haven't been giving her vitamins. I went to her doctor's appointment. I said I want her vitamin D level checked, and I bet I'm going to get proof that I need to give her a fucking vitamin, especially since I wasn't giving them to her for months. I can guarantee you her vitamin D level is probably low. I bet you anything it is. I need to start giving her like the 4,000 one, get it back up. I haven't been giving her vitamin D. I haven't been taking my own vitamins. I've been like, I don't know. It was very traumatic for me when she had just got out of the hospital and she was acting up. But she did snap out of it. I told her doctor, I'm like, I'm honest with you. My mom's been doing great.